Good day and welcome to today's Sport Rep Show. My name is Limba Mupetami, your host for today. Let's get into today's hit list. The Eagles of Namibia kicked off their second match campaign against United Arab Emirates today in the Tri-Nations Cricket World Cup League 2 series in Dubai. This after they defeated Oman with 110 runs in their opening match on Sunday. The match is still ongoing and the results will be available on Sport Rep, Republican and Namibian Sun Facebook pages, so keep your eyes out for that. Namibia Netball Vice President of Marketing and Sponsorships, Rebecca Tlangose, said round 2 matches of the MTC Namibia Netball Premier League showed that there will be tough competition amongst teams throughout the season. The MTC NNPL held its round 1 and 2 matches for the 2022 season over the weekend at the Patrick Iyambo Police College in Windhoek. Tlangose said that the first round matches, which were held on Saturday, looked like a walkover for most of the teams, but Sunday's features showed a different score margin. Namibia Rugby Union President Corey Mensah has said the decision by Rugby Africa President Khalid Babao to give the rights of hosting the 2022 Rugby Africa Cup to France was fraudulent. Mensah said Namibia had expressed interest in hosting the tournament, but Babao ignored the country's plea. France declared they will be hosting this tournament on 7th September 2021, but the Rugby Africa ESCO only voted on 10th of September, allegedly after various committees submitted their respective recommendations by the 9th of September. How does Babao explain this? Asked Mensah. There will be some boxing action tomorrow called Osona Boxing Bonanza. This will see boxers from the Namibian Navy, Namibian Special Forces, Nampol, as well as Stone Boxing Club exchanging leather. Boxing action takes place every Wednesday at the Army Base and will start at 12 o'clock at the Multipurpose Hall. The poster child of Namibian football, Senator Coleman, eventually met Mesut Ozil. Ozil is a German professional footballer who plays as an attacking midfielder and is the captain of Fenerbahce, the Turkish club that is. Coleman plays for the women's side of Fenerbahce in Turkey as well. Let's take a short break and move over to the Golden Oldies segment. Our legend, or rather golden oldie for today, is Paulus Ambunda, the former boxer known as Rock, also known as El Jesus. Ambunda is a Namibian boxer who participated in the 2004 Summer Olympics. As a professional, he held the WBO Bantamweight title in 2013 and twice the IBO Bantamweight title in 2015 and 2018. Ambunda won the silver medal at flyweight at the 2004 All-Africa Games in Nigeria. He has a total of 30 fights, 27 wins, 11 of those coming by knockout and 3 losses. We caught up with Ambunda just to find out what he has been up to, so have a listen to this. After this, we will take a break and cross over to the Spotlight segment.
I'm here joined by, that's the champ, former world champion, of course, the Rock Ambunda, a legend in the boxing industry. Well, he's in his uniform as we stand, not in wearing his boxing clothes, as they would say. But Mr. Ambunda, can you just tell us how is life treating you at the moment since you have hanged up your clothes?
It's a good one. We are doing good. I'm doing very well. As I announced my retirement last year, it was last year. Life is all good. But I really miss going into the ring.
Yes,
I miss that panel beating people, and but only that I'm not growing younger anymore. But, the age is catching up. So that's what we call it. I mean, that's why I call it. It's a day. I will hang up, then my boy can take over.
Okay, going back into the years that you started fighting and all, what would you say was your most special moment?
And the most special moment to me, it was when I won the world title, the first world title, which is to the WBO in 2013. That was my most memorable time of my life. Since day one, I started boxing. I really wanted to become a world champion. Through God's wish, everything went up to with the plan, and I became a world champion.
Okay, looking at that, before even that fight, preparing to become a world champion at that time, I'm sure it took a lot of years. What carried you through that? Was it hard work? Was it commitment? Or what carried you through?
Yes, that was, we can call it commitment. You know, as a boxer and you want to become a champion, you must be disciplined. It's require more discipline, time. You know, you have to go to the gym, you have to do this. As long as you know that what you are doing, you commit to it. And without discipline, you are not going further, or you won't become a world champion.
And one might say that there are so many boxers out there that really don't even get to fight for a world title. What role did your promoter play in this, Nestor Tobias, at that time?
Yeah, this I can say I'll take the head off to Mr. Nestor Tobias. For him, he contributed more, a lot. Got enough time to come and take me to the gym, enough time to train me, enough time to motivate me, enough time to encourage me so that I become a world champion. Then for him, it was amazing to have him or to have him next to my corner or in my corner until we capture the world title.
Okay, that is wonderful. Well, are there any moments in your career, boxing career, that you think or wish you could have done differently?
Yeah, right now, if I was supposed to go back into the ring, I'll change more, and I would love to have or I would love to capture all the titles in my weight categories.
Okay. One of the things that many boxers actually fail to have, or sometimes fail to have, is the discipline. What made you that? Because many people would always speak about your discipline, how you are, even in your social life. What was it? Was that your upbringing, or was it you as a person being trained as a soldier as well?
Yeah, I think it was just in me. Just you know, they said charity started at home, so it was just in me, and the army contributed more, also contributed more on discipline, and I'm encouraging all the boxers to do the same. All the upcoming who want to become a world champion, so it's require a lot. It's require a lot, but you just have to pump in, and you have to encourage yourself, and have to just determination. Have the determination that one of the good day you will become a world champion, and be disciplined.
Most definitely. That is quite encouraging news there. One question that I almost forgot before we close off was, during all your career fights, which will you rate as the most difficult fight you have fought, and the fighter himself?
Yes, I would call that was a guy, a boxer from South Africa, Boyani. that was a very, when I defended my WBO Africa title, that was the most toughest fight I had in my career.
I'm sure there has been many, but if you rate that one, I must understand why, because I remember how difficult it really was for you to overcome that one. It took a lot from you as well as a boxer anyways. Are you involved in the boxing in any way at the moment?
Yeah. I really want to become a referee judge. I still want to pump into boxing, although I won't become a coach, but I will become my son's coach. Yeah, definitely I want to become a referee judge.
Okay, thank you so much, The Rock.
Appreciate it.
While Namibia and its cities are seen as one of the cleanest countries in Africa, plastic pollution is a big problem. Therefore, it's up to each of us to do what we can to reduce the use of plastic, especially single-use plastic bags. At Liberty Life Namibia, we've taken the decision to turn all our old branding items into reusable shopping bags. It's a way in which we can drive sustainability and look after our most important stakeholder, our environment. If you also believe in sustainability and would like more information, please get in touch. Liberty Life Namibia. In it with you.
Welcome back from that interview with Paulus Ambunda. Now, today's spotlight is on Wilhelm Tuhafeni, a development officer in the Kunene Region. He teaches young children cricket in the Ehangano informal settlement in Ocho, as that is where most of the players reside, he said. The aim is to continue bettering the lives of children through cricket. Have a look at this.
This is now called a Hangano location. It's an informal settlement in Ocho. So what we normally do is, this is now a big street. We normally host our street cricket events here on a Saturday, or during the lockdown. We're also trying our best to just come and keep the kids active. It's an informal settlement. There are some challenges that the kids go through here. Number one, there is no electricity. Water is also far. They walk like half an kilo just to go get some water, and this is where most of our players comes from. So that's why we are requesting companies such as Capricorn Group, Ashburton Investment, Cricket Namibia, and all other sponsors involved in this development program, so that they can continue sponsoring this program. So we improve the life of our young boys and girls, for them to just improve the standard of life, and hopefully one day move out from this settlement and go to a better settlement. I started doing cricket coaching in 2011. That time I was still in high school. So I used to organize kids who are interested. I used to go into grade 8 classes, those newcomers, grade 8 classes, I think grade 10, grade 11. I also had some of my friends. Some of them were girls, some of them were boys, so they wanted to try out how to play cricket. So I wanted to bring a change in the community. I wanted to introduce the kids to something they are not used to or they've not seen. And yeah, the schools welcomed me, and we used to practice here and there. But the program was well received in primary schools. But for me, just wanted to bring a change in this small town of Ocho. So HBT Kwanta is an interesting program. I think that's should I say, it's our foundation. It's our foundation for our program. It brings us numbers, and it also gives us players. It also gives us the opportunity for us to see who is talented and who is not talented. But so what we do is every morning we go to different schools. Every morning we go to different schools, and we coach different kids in different grades in the mornings and in the afternoons as well. So I think kids invite themselves. kids enjoyed themselves, and we just happened to have a lot of numbers in the afternoon. I can tell you that the highest number we had, it was this month. It was 192 kids in one afternoon. This is all age-banded. Not even a festival. Not even a festival. These are just kids who are coming to cricket. They just say, no, I'm going to play cricket. And sometimes even find 5-year-olds coming. So what I've also realized is it's a family thing, because you have an older kid that has maybe 2 or 3 sisters at home. And then when you see the next day, the older child is bringing their sisters or their brothers. So I also realized that, because normally you see kids have maybe 5 players, all have the same surnames.
Now with that, we cross over to Ari Hougaard as he brings us international news. Stay tuned.
Good day everyone, it's time for international sport, and we start off with athletics news with 2 world records broken within a few days in the world of athletics. And we start off with pole vaulting, and there it was Armand Duplantis. He is from Sweden, he's 22 years old, and he broke his own world record. He bettered the height to 6 meters and 19 centimeters. That was at the World Indoor Tournament, that was an event at Belgrade in Serbia. The 22-year-old Swede, Duplantis, is also the Olympic champion. And other Olympic news or other athletics news, another world record that was broken, that was South African, that is Stephen Mokoka, and he broke the world record in the 50-kilometer road race, and he bettered that with a few minutes. His winning time was 2 hours and 40 minutes and 13 seconds. That was at an event, a Nedbank meeting in Caberta in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. Now we continue with some soccer news or football news, and FIFA announced that the match was postponed between Scotland and Ukraine, and that match was a World Cup qualifying game that was meant to be played in Scotland on the 24th of March. So that game has been postponed. The date is yet to be set. The winner of that game between Ukraine and Scotland, they must meet the winners of the game between Wales and Austria. That game was meant to be played on 29th of March, but that is also going to be postponed. The World Cup in Qatar, the Soccer World Cup in Qatar, will start on the 21st of November and the final being played on the 18th of December. And we continue with some football news from the English Premier League, and the English Premier League continued in the week, and it was Tottenham Hotspur that played against Everton, and a big win for Tottenham Hotspur. They beat Everton by 5-0, and that is a big result for them in trying to reach the top 4 of the English Premier League. Of course, by reaching the top 4, you qualify for the Champions League. At the moment, then, Tottenham Hotspur will be in 7th place, but it's a tight race. They've got played 26 games. They've got 45 points, and in 4th position at the moment is Arsenal. They also played 25 games, and they've got 48 points at the moment. And we continue with cricket news. It is the World Cup cricket for women. It's the 50 overs World Cup currently taking place in New Zealand. And a game that we can give the score of is Australia that played Pakistan. And that's the latest result. Australia beat Pakistan by 7 wickets. And what happened in the game was that Pakistan batted first. They made 190 for the loss of 6 wickets. And that is in their allotted 50 overs. That game is being played in Tauranga in New Zealand. So Australia batted down the runs quite easily in 34 overs. That was 193 for the loss of only 3 wickets. So Australia winning their second game. They earlier also in the tournament beat England by 12 runs. Pakistan's next game will be on Friday, and that is when they face South Africa in their next game of the World Cup. That's been played in New Zealand. And we conclude with some cycling news on international sport. And we go to the Paris-Nice cycling tour that's happening at the moment. There's going to be 8 stages. And the result of the second stage is that it was a sprint to the end. It was quite a flat stage. And the winner of this, the second stage was Fabio Jacobsen. He's from the Netherlands. And he won in the time of 3 hours, 22 minutes and 54 seconds. Following him, just a few hundredths of a second in second place was Wout van Aert. He is from Belgium. And then in third place is the overnight yellow leader, and that is Christophe Laporte of France. So the general classifications after stage 2 is that Christophe Laporte of France is still leading. His total time at the moment is 7 hours, 11 minutes and 15 seconds. And just 500ths of a second in second place at the moment is Wout van Aert of Belgium. And then in third place is Primož Roglič, and he's about 11 seconds behind the leader at the moment. The third stage will be over 191 kilometers. So that's the international sports news for today. Hope you have a great day. We talk again tomorrow. All the best. Bye-bye.
The space between having a dream and making it a reality is massive. And when your dream is to build a quality network for Africa, that space gets even bigger. Paratus' dream for a Pan-African network began years ago. Starting with a single PC using dial-up internet, it eventually grew to become ITN, a Windhoek-based network company that laid the foundations of what Paratus is today.
Starting a network company wasn't easy, but we knew if we persevered, we'd be able to achieve our dreams. During the early stages, and still today, any new customer we get is an accomplishment. Currently, we have physical presence in 6 African countries and provide our services to 28 countries in total. We are not bound by limits.
In 2014, Paratus was born, and the vision of creating an all-African network was becoming a reality. Paratus was highly dependent on third-party infrastructure. That was fine at first, but they soon realized that such dependency would only limit their growth. Their goal was to provide Africa with tomorrow's technology today, not tomorrow. With that goal in mind, they risked it all. Investing in various network and radio access technologies, they established their own independent infrastructure, opening a world of limitless opportunities. One of these opportunities was the Trans-Kalahari Fiber Project, a fiber network line that stretched across Namibia, providing connectivity from Swakopmund in the west to the Botswana border in the east. But the word limit doesn't exist in Paratus' vocabulary, so they extended the line even further, passing it through Botswana to Zambia and South Africa. 4 countries now enjoyed the same quality, high-speed connectivity. Then they threw out the rulebook and made history by extending the line up to Tanzania and later Mozambique. Paratus became the first ever network operator to connect Africa's east and west coast twice. Whoever said impossible is nothing was right.
Paratus isn't Namibia's oldest or biggest network, and our focus isn't on size. Our focus is on real value and real service for our customers. Developing improved network technologies puts us ahead of the competition. But it's our unparalleled quality client service that keeps us in front. Joining the Paratus network means joining a true Pan-African family. We have almost 20 years experience in class-leading technological advancements and deployments. Building a quality network in Africa is just the beginning. The best is yet to come.
Well, with that, we have come to the end of today's show. Please do catch us again tomorrow as we bring you a fresh edition of the Sport Rev Show that will be hosted by Jesse Jackson Karaida. Now, if you are watching us, please let us know where you're watching the show from. And if you know of athletes or sports clubs that would need some exposure on the show, please do get in touch with us as well. Now, with that, it's goodbye from us here at the Sport Rev Desk.